Hey, this is Jelle, growing bonsai, and in this video I will show you a simple technique to reduce the internode distance, avoid clumping of branches, and in general how to prune a Japanese maple bonsai in spring. I've been pruning this Japanese maple now for the second time this spring. Actually, it is almost summer, it is June, and I decided I wanted to show you what I actually do. Because in early spring I just let the tree grow. And then I pruned it back a few weeks ago into profile. And what you now see is all these little leaves that are resprouting branches. And what you can also see, I get very short internodes. So what I do now is I take the tips that are growing and I remove those. Because that will stop the elongation of the internode between the first and the second pair of leaves. I can of course leave 3 or 4 pairs like here if I have lots of good internodes. But also what you need to be aware of, it's not just 1 or 2 branches that come out. In some places I get 5 or 6 or 7 branches. Let me just pull this out and show you if it doesn't start to rain now. First removing these old leaves and then seeing what clusters I have. I need to do it throughout the tree. It's a bit of work, but this is how you avoid big clumps, big cut marks, because basically you remove everything that is unnecessary. And if you were to leave all these little branches that are here, look at that, there's a little one coming here out of an elbow. Now this already has a short internode on this side, so I remove this one. If I were to leave it, this would just swell up this junction. Now here the same, this has a short internode and there's a tiny little growing tip. And these you need to remove. And then I go up the trunk and here's a little side branch. There is already a side branch, but there's also a branch here going down. And that I missed over winter. I should have removed one of these, but there's a two-way junction. There is a branch here. This one goes down and this one goes to the side. So the one to the side here, I remove. Then moving up along the branch. This is an old leaf stem. That's an old leaf. So there's a long one here. And that comes here from this base. But it is interfering with this side branch, so it's not useful unless we wire it. And today I'm not wiring, so this is removed. Then there's all sorts of branches here, but there's a tiny little branch on this side. And as this goes to the left for you, this one needs to be stimulated. I'm removing everything here, including in fact this little stump. Now this will get a push to grow. Here there's a very long side branch with long internodes. I don't want that, but there's a small one underneath it. So if I remove this one, and here, this small one I'm going to keep, but I'm going to pluck out this central growth to stop it from extending. Now here, this whole area, here you can see also there is a lot of growth coming from down below, and I don't want that because I already have a bifurcation. Also this one is one too many. And slowly you see that this becomes to get cleaned up. You can see what I'm doing again. I'm removing all these central growths to stop the internodes from extending. And doing this for the whole tree can easily take an hour. So don't try to do this in a rush. Here is an interesting situation. Here we have a short internode, then a bifurcation with the central leader, and this is one internode. So I'm going to go all the way back here. This way I get rid of long internodes in the tree by using summer growth to build up my ramification. Just enjoy the process. Don't rush it, because if you rush it you make mistakes. Now if you're wondering what this is and why I have this loop in here and whether I've started to do topiary, well, I have started to do topiary. That is another video. But in this video this is a grafted branch, and I think you might just be able to see it. It enters the trunk here and then goes through the trunk and comes out on this side, with the intent of course that this branch seals with the trunk on this point. I can separate it there and then have a new side branch. I am making a video on this that will come out probably next spring or early winter. Now I've got most of these branches thinned out. Here there's another little cluster of very, very odd growth. Take the central leader out. And there's another one from the bottom. Now, Japanese maple is very prolific, right? It grows and grows and creates lots and lots of side branches. So you need to, during the course of summer, prune out your Japanese maple. And with that, the whole tree is pruned. It is ready to go back into the full sun. Oh, no, there is one little growing tip. Now, once you've done this, it is very valuable to a day or two later look at your tree again, because there might be a few growing tips that you hadn't seen that have started to push. Nip those out, and for the rest, well, you can of course wire the whole tree out, but yeah, for me that is too much of an effort at this point in time. Maybe in winter I'll adjust individual branches, but for now I'm just going to let this sit, let it grow, take out anything that pops up here along the trunk or in the knuckles for the rest of summer, and whenever they start shooting, prune them back after 2 or 3 leaves, and in winter do a full cleanup again. Hey, this was Jelle, growing bonsai, and I am going to go inside. The rain is pouring and really good for the trees, but not so good for me. See you next time. Keep growing bonsai.